These learning styles results are based on the Felder-Silverman model. Active versus reflective learners. Active learners retain and understand information most effectively by doing. To support active learners, we might implement learning experiences that empower students to experiment and engage in hands-on activities. Reflective learners retain and understand information most effectively by pondering and thinking about new ideas privately, at least initially. To support reflective learners, we might provide time for independent review and reflection of class material. As you can see, I favor an active learning style. Sensing versus intuitive learners. Sensing learners retain and understand information most effectively when working with details and solving problems that are pertinent to real-world scenarios. To support sensing learners, we might implement learning experiences that require students to apply new concepts or ideas to a real-world scenario. Intuitive learners retain and understand information most effectively when working with abstract concepts. To support intuitive learners, we might implement learning experiences that value innovation and limit memorization. As you can see, I favor an intuitive learning style. Visual versus verbal learners. Visual learners retain and understand information most effectively when working with visual depictions of ideas or concepts. For example, timelines. To support visual learners, we might implement learning experiences in which information is shared and created with visual illustrations. Verbal learners retain and understand information most effectively when ideas are expressed with oral and written communication. To support verbal learners, we might implement learning experiences in which students summarize key concepts and ideas in their own words. As you can see, I favor a visual learning style. Sequential versus global learners. Sequential learners retain and understand information most effectively when they are able to follow linear steps. To support sequential learners, we might implement learning experiences that are sequenced in such a way that logical progressions can be made as students develop a more sophisticated understanding of concepts or ideas. Global learners retain and understand information most effectively when they understand the complete concept or idea before investigating elements or smaller concepts that make up the larger picture. To support global learners, we might implement learning experiences that empower students to think differently and to be creative as they are learning about a new concept or idea. As you can see, I tend to just fall in this kind of zone of neutrality between global and sequential learning. So in my case, I favor active learning, intuitive learning, and visual learning, with a somewhat neutral stance when it comes to sequential and global learning. In this same way, you can analyze your own results.